All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2018 CR 11301, State of Texas versus Samuel Cisneros. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Joseph Stateson.
And are you Samuel Cisneros? Are you the same Samuel Cisneros who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2018 CR 11301 for the offense of aggravated robbery on July 26, 2019 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 6th day of April 2024 in Guadalupe County, Texas. The defendant, Samuel Cisneros, committed the offense of driving while licensed valid with previous conviction suspended without financial responsibility. Violation condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
Yes.
And it's the denied motion to continue the individual on supervision with the following. Pay off the citations and obtaining his driver's license within 90 days. Also, probationers requesting credit for, I'm sorry, Judge, this is part of the
No problem.
paragraph. So probationers requesting credit for 4-hour parenting education class completed on January 27, 2020 through the North American Leaning, I'm assuming that's supposed to be Learning Institute, certificate number 321293. Also pay off half of his delinquent balance within 180 days. And a payment plan for at least $100 per week thereafter. And then continue with his outpatient treatment program. And then continue making donations to the San Antonio Food Bank.
All right, probation.
Yes, Judge. That is probation's recommendation. The CSO reports that Mr. Cisneros has been doing rather well. He's been working on getting himself back into compliance. He's been abstaining from illegal drugs and submitted negative results on his UAs. He reports it as instructed and has maintained self-employment. He did pay off the $1,400 to the city of Live Oak County, which should remove the holds on his driver's license. He's provided proof of that and proof of the payment for Uvalde. He reports it's scheduled, and right now there's no issues. He did recently run into a few setbacks because his work van was stolen and all of the work tools that were inside of it all of his work tools were inside of it. So right now, Judge, we would respectfully ask that you go on with the recommendations from probation.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
No.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Samuel Cisneros,
All right, how old are you?
28.
All right. If you're revoked, how much time are you looking at in prison?
Quite a while.
The range of punishment.
No, how much time?
599.
Or life? And see, there's really not much difference between 99 years or life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And so they're telling me that your van with your work tools were stolen.
Yes, ma'am.
How did that make you feel?
It made me angry, but at the same time, like back in my old life, I used to do the same thing, so it just got me back.
So here's the thing, you know the amount of time you're looking at. Now, the state, defense, and probation are making an agreement that you be continued. I don't have to follow that agreement. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Because your contract is with the court. It's not with either side.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to be hyper vigilant. And you know why? Because 1, I order parenting classes. So that means that you have children.
Yes, ma'am.
They're depending upon you. You can't be doing stuff that sometimes normal people would do. Like, oh, I just need to do this or I just need to do that. Everything that you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for life or going to prison, period? Because your minimum is 5 years. And how old are your children?
8, 7, and I have a newborn about to be born.
All right. So let me just tell you, the newborn who's about to be born, if you were to go to prison for 5 years on this case, you'll probably do a majority of the time because that's just the way the time flows. They say you only do half calendar years, but if you were to do 5 years, let's say you get lucky, you come out in 2.5, your newborn will be 2.5 years old, do not know you whatsoever, unless somebody's just showing them a picture every day. You understand? So you're going to have to be hyper vigilant and stay on the right path.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you all are asking him to pay off his citations. My understanding that's already been paid.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So I don't have to say pay off citations. And sometimes I don't like to say pay off citations because people have bills in their life. And sometimes it's, do I pay off this citation or do I pay for my rent so I'll have a place to live? So I'm not going to order that. You all have already said that he's paid it. But what I am going to tell you, you can't drive if you don't have a license. And you can't drive if your license is suspended. You'll have to take the via bus. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this credit for the parenting classes, where did he do his parenting classes?
At the North American Learning Institute, and a certificate of completion was provided.
All right. What's the one thing you learned from parenting classes? I'm putting you on the spot.
Just being a father to my kids, like being able to provide for them and not just providing for them, it's like actually showing them the right way, not life I live, you know.
And spending time with them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And not blowing up at them, because you have to remember when children are little, sometimes they don't understand the rules. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then let me see. So delinquent balance, is that probation delinquent balance?
Yes, Judge, and he's making payments toward it, Judge.
All right. So here's the thing about the delinquent balances. Figure out what your expenses are and figure out how much money you're bringing in, and then make payments if you can make payments. Probation doesn't want you to be in a situation where you can no longer afford where you're living or where your utilities get cut off. And if there's a situation where he's indigent, counsel, just having to fill out the form, and the court will make a ruling on whether or not he's indigent.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Is there anything else he needs?
Judge, they are asking that he continue with an outpatient treatment program and continue making donations to the San Antonio Food Bank for his community service hours.
All right. The court will deny the motion. Court is going to give you credit for parenting classes. You to continue with your outpatient treatment. You need to stay vigilant on that. Don't slip up and hang out with some friends, because sometimes you're with friends, they will say, oh, well, it's only this, take a drink, or it's only this, smoke this. You don't want to do that. And then with regards to the donations to the San Antonio Food Bank, here's the thing. You can either do your community service hours, or either you can pay it off. It's completely up to you. And if there's some sort of improvement that you're trying to do in your life, because what do you do with your tools, with your van when you had it?
I got it stolen, so I had to construction.
Construction.
What do? I do a drywall cycling club.
All right. So if there's some sort of certification that you can obtain, if you obtain that certification and it's helping you in your business or helping you with your life, if you'll take that, obtain a certification and give it to probation, I'll I will take that in lieu of your community service hours. So you can either continue to pay off your community service hours, or you can get a certificate in somebody's trade school to improve your lot in life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right. If we're off the record, anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am. Just thank you. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. If there's an issue, let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, then you can always come back to the court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
My name is Happy. I upload courtroom video for education purpose. This video may contain copyrighted works not specifically authorized for use, but believed in good faith to be protected by the fair use doctrine under Section 107 of U.S. copyright law.